Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Just Monica. Today we are going to do the Yuri route. We have done the Natsuki route, and now we're gonna see what's different. So I'm gonna pin a comment below which will have where the differences are. So if you've seen the Yuri route, you can just skip to what's different, or you can watch the whole thing. Whatever you want to do, I'm gonna do it for you. This unnamed high school sure is eventful near the end of June. Our classes are almost done and all the quizzes are finished. Now all the seniors need to do is catch up on any classwork and finish up on their capstones. Of course, sadly, I'm one out of 50 students that hasn't finished up on my capstone yet, and mine is creating a successful club. I was tasked to jot down a few key aspects to creating a successful club, and in order for me to do that, I have to interview all of the clubs in my school just to get a perspective. So far, I've interviewed the gaming club, the music club, the astronomy club, and the art club. But there's one club I haven't interviewed that's been the most rejected out of all of them. It's called the Literature Club. According to its description, it's supposed to help you expand upon your writing skills and reach levels of creativity that you've never even touched upon. But to be honest, it doesn't sound all that bad. I mean, writing is an essential skill that proves how much your intellect has grown. And I guess that's why most people don't join the club. But today, I'm willing to interview the club and its members despite its current condition. I brought a bag of special equipment just in case. I met and chatted with the club's president for a while, and she's given me an open time slot for when the classes are done. Now I'm right outside the room where the club is supposed to take place. It should be opening any moment. Now, hold on, give us just a minute. All right, you can come in now. I tightly clutch my clipboard, slowly open the door, and walk inside. Oh wow! So far everything seems pretty lax. There's about 3 other members here. The first one's reading a book with flashy cover art on it, while the second one's reading a book with a void black cover on it, and the third one's busy writing something. The last one, which is the club leader, notices me. Then she slowly gets up from her desk, pushes in her chair, and begins running straight towards me. Oh, hello there. Sorry, I wasn't expecting for you to turn up so soon. That's okay, Monica. It took quite a while for me to get here anyways. So did you tell everyone that I was going to interview them? Why, yes I did. And they're all really eager to give you some tidbits on how our club operates. Now everyone, please come over here and meet our interviewer. As soon as Monica says this, all 3 of the girls immediately stop what they're doing and walk over to where Monica's standing. To start, this is our horror expert, Yuri.
Hello. Welcome to our club.
Yuri slyly looks away from me, slyly. That reaction alone just makes me feel like I'm on my very own love cruise. Next up, here's our expert sweets maker, Natsuki. Monica, this is the interview you were talking about? Another guy? Seriously? Why do I seem to get the worst out of everything? Well, she looks like an average everyday tsundere. But I guess I should take back that comment. After all, there's more to that tsundere than what's going on the surface. And of course, this is our Vice President, Sari.
Hello. It's nice to meet you.
Well, guys, it looks like we've hit ourselves a grand slam because this club is full of incredibly cute girls. And the best part is, I'll be interviewing all of them, though they don't look like they're happy about it. Okay, everyone, just to recap, we'll be getting interviewed by this baffling stranger. He wants to know the pros and cons in creating a successful club so that he'll be able to start one in college someday. After all, it's never too late to start a club or something. Isn't that right, guys? Monica. Well, that's true.
Yeah, she does have a point.
Don't worry, Monica. We'll be sure to teach them all the stuff we know about starting a successful club, even though we've never had any actual experience before. That's great! Now it's time for our superior to choose which one of us he wants to interview first. Of course, if you like, you can always choose me first. After all, I am the president of this club. No. You're the club president. Surely you have way more things to do than just sticking around for an interview. Why not just leave it to the more reliable club members?
Actually, Natsuki, I think it's the club president's job to leave the interviews to the vice president. This way, they could let the most helpful club members take the next interview.
Are you implying that you should go after Sayori?
I don't. But what about you? Aren't you implying that you're the most reliable member in this club, and not just a horrible burden to Monica's side?
Yuri!
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Sari comes between Natsuki and Yuri and puts her hand on their shoulders. The tension between them eases up a little bit.
It doesn't matter who plays what role, or who's the most reliable out of all of us. The point is, no matter what choices he makes, you'll always get a chance later.
You're right. I'm so sorry, Yuri. It's just...
No, actually, it's my fault. I just had this really weird feeling come over me all of a sudden. I'm really sorry.
Sari must have had some experience dealing with their arguments before. Seeing the exchange of feelings is kind of refreshing.
Well then, now that you guys have made up, Monika! Hey, Monika! Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm just thinking to myself, it's no big deal.
Oh, well anyway, you were saying something about choices, right?
Oh yeah! So, Mr. High Caliber, is there anyone you'd like to interview first? If so, then who do you think it should be? With those words, I finally open my mouth to reply, and, well, I choose... Monika! Whoa! Her face. Yuri. You, Yuri.
Huh? Me?
Oh, you chose to interview Yuri first? Well, I guess that's to be expected. After all, she is very intelligent and quite mature and experienced, I might add. Flustered, Yuri begins to fiddle with her hair. Her face begins to shine bright red.
Monika, please stop it.
Well, I guess that's fair. Seriously, why won't you play with me instead? When you're done interviewing Yuri, you can always confront one of us next. Confront's the wrong choice of words for that. You can confront me, or Monika, or say,
actually I can't. I still need to finish up on a rough draft I was writing for another club. So if it's alright with you guys, can you just fill up some time for me, please?
Fine, we will. Just don't take too long, or we'll skip over you.
Don't worry, I promise I won't be long.
Sari walks over to her desk and continues writing where she left off in her poem. How do I know it's a poem? Her cheerful expression suddenly shifts to intense focus mode. She must be putting in lots of effort into her own poem if she's that focused. Alright everyone, since it looks like we have most of the work cut out for us anyways, Natsuki, can you head over to the kitchen? I'll be helping you with some cupcake for all of us. Yeah, sure, Monika. I'll go and get the ingredients. Natsuki tries to run for the door, but she ends up getting tangled between some desks. Her skirts get caught between some chairs, and she eventually manages to break free. She then walks out of the door as if nothing happened. Don't worry, I'll catch up with you. Now, Yuri, please try not to confuse our guest. Keep things simple for him. If anything, keep it at a lighter tone than usual. You do know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah, don't worry, Monika. I'll try not to bask in the pleasure of severed limbs again. Wait, why did I say that?
Alright then, have fun you two. We will. Thanks, Monika. And within seconds, Monika quietly leaves the room, leaving the two of us alone.
Yes, those two have finally gone, and Sayori's distracted. Now it's just us, and only us. Okay, now before we get started, I have a request. Would you mind if I make some tea? It's supposed to help relieve the mind of any forms of stress. And by the look of things, it looks like you could really use some yourself.
Well, you're right. I guess it wouldn't hurt to have some. Well, what were you expecting? I mean, I did say I was busy with classes, not to mention that I interviewed 4 clubs in 4 days. It's not like I had any actual time to relax.
All right then, just give me a few minutes, I'll go set it up.
Yuri walks over to the closet. I watch as she grabs a small water pitcher that has a filter inside.
Could you hold this for a second?
Sure.
I'll be plugging this into the teacher's desk. When I'm done, I'll go and retrieve some water.
She walks past me and gently sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. And the way she moves while doing this, it really contradicts the way she speaks. There's a sense of elegance, yet somewhat hidden restraint within those long, slender legs.
Okay, now pass me the pitcher, please. Thank you. Now don't you dare leave this spot. I'll be right back.
Then she carefully maneuvers her way past the desk and exits the classroom to get some water. While she's gone, I set my clipboard on one of the desks next to me and unload all of my equipment in my book bag. Then, when I finish unloading, I sit next to Yuri's desk and patiently wait for her to return. Alright, it's been about 37 minutes and Yuri hasn't come back from the water fountain yet. It shouldn't take this long for someone to fill a pitcher up with water. The environment around me is completely silent. Well, almost. I can still hear Sayori jotting stuff down on her rough draft. And every now and then, I'd hear the sound of other students having fun outside, while I'm still here in my seat waiting for Yuri. But before I could break into a horrible state of boredom...
Whew, finally, I'm back. Oh, I'm sorry. I was gone for a long time, wasn't I? I didn't mean to leave you waiting for so long.
It's okay, Yuri. I'm a pretty patient person, so I really didn't mind the long wait. Well, despite the obvious fact that I'm lying.
Oh, I see. He's so nice.
Yuri bashfully walks by me and heads straight for the teacher's desk. She pours all the water into the kettle and inserts the tea packets into it. Then she leaves it to boil for a couple of minutes. The kettle shoots steam from its spout and something. Yuri takes out 2 glass teacups from the teacher's desk and pours a bit of tea into each other. Then she slowly walks towards me and passes me one of the teacups and takes her seat.
All right, here's your tea. I hope you enjoy it. Trust me, I know you will. I just know it.
Thank you? I take the cup from Yuri's hand. And surprisingly, the cup isn't scalding hot. It's lukewarm. I take a small sip from the cup and bask in its flavor. From that one sip alone, I can taste its bizarrely strong flavor from the get-go. It starts off with a fruity, tangerine-like flavor with a bit of watermelon from the middle, but when it gets to the aftertaste, it's got that weird metallic flavor to it. In fact, it actually tastes like heated iron, like blood. Suddenly, my face instinctively recoils in disgust.
What's with that expression? Is there something wrong with it?
Well, actually, yes there is. Look, it's just the aftertaste. I know that before, this tasted like tangerine mixed with watermelon, but why would it taste like melted iron afterwards?
Well, that's pretty easy for me to explain. For you see, what you just drank was my blood. And now that it's inside of you, your body now belongs to me forever.
I take the cup from Yuri's hand, and surprisingly the cup isn't scalding hot. It's nice and cold. I take a small sip from the cup and bask in its flavor. From that one slip alone, I can taste its amazingly strong flavor from the get-go. It starts off with a fruity, tangerine-like flavor, with a bit of watermelon from the middle, and after that taste, it tastes like a warm, pleasing flavor of chamomile. It kind of makes you feel like when you're in front of an emotional fireplace.
So what do you think? Does it taste good?
Good? This tea is more than just good. Why, it's even better than my own imagination. It's just so refreshing. Thank you, Yuri.
Huh? You're welcome.
It looks like Yuri can't handle the compliments. She's shyly looking away from me, fiddling with her hair. Maybe it's better to leave it at just that. Now I take the clipboard from next to me and slip a piece of paper onto it. I open up my special bag and take out a guidebook on psychology and open it up to a section on creativity. Yuri seems like she's the creative type, not to mention that Monika said she's pretty experienced. But I want to see how far I can make her go with this. I want to test Yuri by having her discuss that book she was reading moments ago. I think maybe that book is the key to inadvertently getting the tools I need to make a successful club. Alright, Yuri, I'm going to start interviewing you now. Though, instead of asking you a bunch of cliche questions, I'm going to try something new. I point to the book on your desk.
Eh?
That book on your desk. The cover looks pretty intriguing. Suddenly, a spark ignites within Yuri's eyes, and all of Yuri's shyness takes a vacation.
Oh, this book? It's a sequel to my favorite book. It's called Portrait of Macabre, Project Libitina. But before I give you major details on it, come a bit closer. You'll get a better view this way.
I move my chair closer to Yuri, feeling slightly nervous. Without a moment to spare, she opens up the black-covered book. Her gaze passionately locks onto it. In it, there's literally nothing but a bunch of backwards letters that I can't interpret. And for some reason, Yuri's able to read it all. But how? Well, I'm sure Yuri has the kind of answer. Wow, Yuri, your book. All the words are backwards? Mind if I ask why that is?
Oh, well, you see, this book was supposed to be written backwards to prevent the readers from interpreting any secrets. But thankfully, I've recently practiced reading backwards letters with a mirror, so reading this book has been a breeze. But it's also been quite troublesome since there have been some rearranged words mixed into it as well. Thankfully, I have them written down somewhere in my bag.
Well, that's pretty interesting. And psychotic. So what's the book about anyways? Does it have a story of some kind?
Actually, it does. It's basically a story about this girl who moves in with her long-lost sister, but the second she does, her life begins to take a dark turn. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment in prison. And while her life is in danger, she has to decide on who to trust. But no matter what she does, it destroys most of the relationships she has, and her life begins to fall apart. It's basically the same as the first book.
Oh, well that's pretty deep.
Don't worry, it gets better. If you go in depth, you'll be able to find out the human experiment prison was once a religious camp, and the people who were trapped in there have this trait that turns them into killing machines with the lust for blood. Later in the story, the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off the limbs and affixing them to the wall. And then later, they start to cut open those severed limbs so that prisoners will be able to drink the raw blood from within the mutilated flesh. And then,
Yuri? Oh, wow! I've been aggressively pushed down to the floor. The glass remains of our tea has been shattered to the ground. Some even got stuck in my flesh. I try to get away from Yuri, but she's pinned down my arms and legs while sitting on top of me. Her hands are now on my chest, keeping me from making any sudden moves. Looks like there's no denying it. I'm trapped! And this time, there's literally no way out. Yuri, why are you...
not another word.
Yuri then proceeds to rub her hands all over my chest. They feel so soft and tickly. There's this tingling sensation inside me that I've never felt before. It's slowly making me lose thought of train. I thought I read it wrong. It's slowly making me lose my thought of train. I mean, train of thought. This is making me feel uncomfortable. Yuri, please stop.
Just as I thought. You feel just like him. In fact, you even smell just like him too. But now, it's strange. Usually, he's the only person that fuels my excitement. But you, of all people? Why, you look nothing like him. Are you seriously trying to mess with my head? Oh, I get it. That day, Monika went to talk with him in the hallway. She must have told him to never come back, so that way I wouldn't have been able to see him. And to ensure it, he'd wear some kind of disguise to keep himself hidden. Well, guess what? It didn't work. And did you want to know why? Because you came back. You were out here for a long time. I missed you. I missed you so much. And now, to make sure you'll never leave my sight again, Yuri firmly grabs onto my shirt collar. Then she reaches into her shirt pocket. I begin to shiver in fear, for what she pulled out of it was a real sharp and expensive-looking pocket knife. I'll tear a bloody hole in your chest so that I'll be able to take out your internal organs and crawl inside of you. This way, we'll always be together no matter what happens. Now please hold still. This will only take a minute. No, wait. Yuri, stop this. I'm not... Oh! Natsuki! Really? After what you just saw happen in the last scene? You seriously want to see Natsuki? Well, that's gonna be hard because, you see, the funniest thing happened. Natsuki and I were baking a cake in the kitchen. I gave her one of the ingredients she needed, and then she may have, well, see for yourself. Toronto Builder error. Character Natsuki has been corrupted by system failure. System shutdown denied. Initial data loaded. Background data loaded. Identity loaded. Dialogue loaded. Thanks, Monika. Monika. Ugh. I knew something like this would happen eventually. Hold on, just let me fix this. That's loud. No, it won't go away. Wait. I think I may have figured out the problem is. All right, just give me a few more seconds. There we go. Wow, that was loud. There, I fixed it. Don't worry about Natsuki. This game was programmed so that when 2 characters are deleted, the game will reload itself automatically. Now give it just a few more minutes. The game should be reloading by now. It looks like it's doing something.
Come on, man. Ooh. Can't. There we go. There. Something happened. Okay, well, that's weird. Something must have broken the title screen. Well, that's okay. After all, this is what people would just call a demo. It's supposed to show us exactly what to expect when the full version comes out. Well, no worries. I'll try to work on this as hard as I can. It may take a while, but it'll be worth it once the full version releases. So if you miss anything, I highly advise that you start over and pick a different character this time. But for now, thank you so much for playing. I hope you enjoyed the... wait a minute. Who is this? Have you been listening to me this whole time? I can't take any more of this torture. I'm tired of all this. I need help. We all need help. We all need to escape this prison. And you're the only one who could save us. More coming soon. Yes! That was better than the Natsuki section. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad that I played that. If you haven't seen the Natsuki route, I'll post a card. I think it's going to be up there. You can check that out. I'll post it. I'll pin a comment there too that starts with the different stuff, so you can just jump right to where you want on that. And if you enjoyed this video, then please consider hitting that like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell, commenting, sharing, any and all of that would make my heart go. Yuri stabbed me and she crawled inside me like I'm a TaunTaun. That's awesome. And as always, have an amazing rest of your day, and here's your heart and your blink. Bye.
Because this club is full of incredibly cute girls. Thanks, Monika. Monika. So, Mr. High Caliber. And now that it's inside of you, your body now belongs to me forever. I'm not told. Yuri stabbed me and she crawled inside me like I'm a TaunTaun. That's awesome.